Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Bhagavatam Bites. Haribo!
Alright. Canto 4, Chapter 27, Text 2.
Om
Namo
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 2. The queen took her bath and dressed herself nicely with all auspicious ornaments and garments. After taking food and becoming completely satisfied, she returned to the king. Upon seeing her beautifully decorated, attractive face, the king welcomed her with all devotion. Purport. A woman is generally accustomed to dress herself nicely with fine garments and decorative ornaments. She may even sometimes wear flowers in her hair. Women especially dress themselves up in the evening because the husband comes home in the evening after working hard all day. It is the duty of the wife to dress herself up very nicely so that when her husband returns home, he becomes attracted by her dress and cleanliness and thus becomes satisfied. In other words, the wife is the inspiration of all good intelligence. Upon seeing one's wife dressed nicely, one can think very soberly about family business. When a person is too anxious about family affairs, he cannot discharge his family duties nicely. A wife is therefore supposed to be an inspiration and should keep the husband's intelligence in good order so that they can combinedly prosecute the affairs of family life without impediment. Right.
Right.
I guess, anyway, yeah, it's like when you come home, I guess you don't want to come home to like misery and chaos. So it's always been explained that it's like keep a nice atmosphere.
Okay. I guess a couple of things come to mind. One is, it seems that you have, here you have Srila Prabhupada, obviously in a man's body, saying what is a woman's duty. So, question for you as a lady, how does that make you feel? Second is also, how does that make you feel? Are you okay with that? Do you feel like, yeah, it's right? Do you feel like it's biased or it's, what? You just said what you feel like. Yeah, it makes sense. You don't want to come home to chaos.
Yeah. I think it's too troublesome to get all dressed up in the evening. That's when you just want to be relaxed. But I can understand. It seems to be saying having some self-respect, but also just more like creating a nice atmosphere. I can remember when my dad would come home from work and, my mum's cooking away, but me and my brother mainly him making a lot of noise, whatever. I can understand sometimes you'd be like, oh, his dad always so annoying when he comes through the door, and then you get older, you appreciate he's been working all day and, not always the best, friendliest environment. Certain culture, certain atmosphere, people of certain age, whatever. And you come home and, if you walk home and you're being nagged about this or the kids arguing or this, I can appreciate now myself where you think the home is a sanctuary. So it's like a place where you, for me anyway, it's like I can shut the door and just sit down. But if you, when you come home and think, and I need to be still on the clock, as it were, or thinking I need time to do this and that. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not. Yeah, I can appreciate that.
I guess the other thing that kind of comes up for me in this is that obviously we're talking what you might say are more traditional roles which theoretically we could go back to, but we have to understand that at the moment, in most situations, probably, I guess, at least in the Western culture, both parents are working, and it's not that the wife is just kind of like a housewife and a house mother or whatever. So she's at home, and then da 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 da. So that's also something, and and it kind of puts across that the man is out working hard all day. And of course, if you take this and you try to apply that in a scenario that isn't the same, then it's like, yeah, I work hard all day, wife works hard all day, but who cares? She should go home, get dressed up, clean up the house, make everything nice, and which, of course, I'm pretty sure my mom did that. She wasn't just a housewife or house mother, but she was working and would come home and cook the dinner and make sure the house was clean. And so in a lot of instances, a lady has to perform almost like the role of a man, being a breadwinner, and at the same time be the housewife as well, which is an immense amount of pressure for a lady, that's for sure. But yeah, it was interesting, this point. A wife is therefore supposed to be an inspiration and should keep the husband's intelligence in good order so that they can combinedly prosecute the affairs of family life without impediment. Yeah, so she should be an inspiration and should keep the husband's intelligence in good order. It'd be interesting just to ask Prabhupada, exactly what he meant by that statement. But yeah, of course, be an inspiration. One might say, yeah, he should come home and he should see his wife, like you said, not chaos, but here he opens the door and it's like, here's an attractive wife who's obviously put some effort into being presentable to greet him when he comes in, kind of thing. And you're like, oh, and you feel loved and cared for, and then you will reciprocate in that way. Whereas if you open the door and it's like, hot mess, and you're like, the place is a wreck, and nagging, then you're like, oh, yeah, it's not a safe haven, is it? It's not like a peaceful place. Anyway, these are all interesting topics the Bhagavatam obviously is bringing up. We might think, yeah, the Bhagavatam is just like, yes, remember Krishna and everything's okay. But here we have very practical look at cultural aspects and how to be applied.
So they say that, like, people who are trying to get a partner, they make effort, and when they get a partner, they just don't care,
Well, you stop making an effort. Yeah, it's like anything. You're trying to say something. I made an effort. I cut my hair, shaved and everything. Lord. Okay, text number 3.
Shall we end here?
What is it, Mom? No, that's not in here just now.
Okay.
Queen Puranjani embraced the king, and the king also responded by embracing her shoulders. In this way, in a solitary place, they enjoyed joking words. Thus King Puranjan became very much captivated by his beautiful wife and deviated from his good sense. He forgot that the passing of days and nights meant that his span of life was being reduced without profit. Okay? Purport. The word pramada in this verse is very significant. A beautiful wife is certainly enlivening to her husband, but at the same time is the cause of degradation. The word pramada means enlivening as well as maddening. Generally, a householder does not take the passing of days and nights very seriously. A person in ignorance takes it as the usual course that days come, and after the days the nights come. This is the law of the material nature. But a man in ignorance does not know that when the sun rises early in the morning, it begins to take away the balance of his life. Thus, day after day, the span of one's life is reduced, and forgetting the duty of human life, the foolish man simply remains in the company of his wife and enjoys her in a secluded place. Such a condition is called apakrishta chaitana, or degraded consciousness. Degraded. What did I say? Degraded. Degraded. Yeah. Human consciousness should be used for elevation to Krishna consciousness, but when a person is too much attracted to his wife and family affairs, he does not take Krishna consciousness very seriously. He thus becomes degraded, not knowing that he cannot buy back even 1 second of his life in return for $1 million or millions of dollars. The greatest loss in life is passing time without understanding Krishna. Every moment of our lives should be utilized properly, and the proper use of life is to increase devotional service to the Lord. Without devotional service to the Lord, the activities of life become simply a waste of time. Shrama eva hi kevalam. Simply by overcoming dutiful, we do not make any profit in life. Simply by becoming dutiful, we do not make any profit in life, as confirmed in the Bhagavatam 1:2-8. Dharma swanushtita pumsam vishwakshenam kata shuyaha natpadaya yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. If after performing one's occupational duty very perfectly one does not make progress in Krishna consciousness, it should be understood that he has simply wasted his time in valueless labor. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so, pretty powerful. So basically the idea here is to not get so caught up in family life for the sake of family life, just days going by, nights going by, and in no way are we trying to become Krishna conscious. I really appreciated at the end, Prabhupada is saying, just becoming dutiful without becoming Krishna conscious doesn't necessarily, mean that you're making progress or advancement. Actually, it's considered a useless waste of time. Any thoughts?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess that is it then. If you don't have anything to say, I could go on for hours, but I think we better stop.
Yeah, we don't want to waste time.
Well, this isn't a waste of time. This is the point. Let's stop now and waste some time. Okay, thank you all very much. Please don't waste time. Please read the Srimad Bhagavatam, discuss Bhagavatam, hear Bhagavatam, chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.